Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Tom. I do Disney, hence the name of this channel, Tom Does Disney. And I am about to take a nice little walk in between Hollywood Studios and Epcot so that we can talk about the impending doom of child-friendly material here on YouTube. What is this that I speak of? Well, you probably know all too well. If you follow any type of creator who does toys, who does Disney, who does animation, etc., C.O.P.P.A, the Child Online Privacy and Protection Act, is in full swing. The FTC fined YouTube about $170 million. I think that was actually split between the state of New York and the federal government, but they had to pay out a huge amount of money. And what this has done is it's got YouTube scared. It does not want the responsibility that it incurred. Its responsibility it is neglecting, and it's putting it on to us creators. A little bit of backstory. So basically, to have a YouTube account, you should have always been 13 years of age or older. Obviously, this didn't happen. Parents would give their devices to kids. Kids would use those devices freely. Plenty of kids probably just faked their age, signed up for YouTube, have YouTube accounts. What happened because of this is things, and I'm not going to use a lot of direct names of channels, but one channel in particular, Ryan's Toy Review, a channel like that, which is now Ryan's World, that was directly aimed at kids. A toy unboxing channel, its job was to sell things to kids. Now, that was against the rules. That was not good. What this basically turned into was YouTube collecting private information, the type it collects from you and I, adults, to give us those creepy Facebook ads that pop up that are like, oh hey, how about this thing that you were browsing on Amazon 3 days ago? You can't do that to kids. So in the backlash of this, the FTC, not YouTube, the federal government, your government, the United States government, because maybe you're a YouTuber in another country, but because YouTube is an American country, it falls under American law. And the reality of what's about to happen is scary for a tremendous amount of people. Here's why. The federal government is there to protect you, and especially the FTC, protect you as a consumer. It gets a little iffy when you, the consumer, are not protecting yourself, which is basically what parents did in giving their kids access to tablets and their phones and the things that I've already stated, right? The trick is now, the FTC that's there to protect you is going to come after you as a creator. It's not really meant and designed to protect creators. It was meant to protect consumers. According to the Federal Trade Commissioner of the FTC, this is going to be like shooting fish in a barrel. When he says that, he says we, the content creators, are the fish, and YouTube itself is the barrel of which they're going to be shooting these fish. These are his exact words. When I saw this in several other people's videos, I was like, oh, there's no way a guy like with that kind of job, like that kind of responsibility, would have said something like that, but he did. I went and I watched it. And he said plenty of other scary things. Like the way that they are going to methodically and very quickly go through the 25 million YouTube channels that exist. So before any type of drama here, let's just talk about me specifically. Me, Tom Does Disney. In the name of my channel is Disney. Disney is kid stuff. Yes, we're all adults here on this channel, and yes, we are mostly adults that enjoy this community, and without the adults, kids wouldn't be able to come to a place like this. But it is kid friendly, and that is what the FTC is coming after hard. Not as hard as toy review channels. I didn't get flagged once. Now, YouTube sent its automatic bots, you know, which have been notoriously terrible at doing their job, but they sent those out, and those bots flagged a few channels. Some of my friends' channels got flagged. A ton of toy unboxing channels like Jang Bricks, Beyond the Bricks, and like I already said, Ryan's Toy Review. Those channels, I'm sure, got bombarded with these types of flags saying, hey, your channel, it's meant for kids. This is not the first you've heard of this from me. About a month and a half ago, when this stuff kind of came out and nobody knew the certainties of anything, I shot a video about Patreon, what it meant to support me, what the future of YouTube looked like because of C.O.P.P.A, etc. At the time, I wasn't super aware of how intense it was going to be. What's happening now is that you can incur a $42,000 fine. That's right, you heard me right. At any level, if you're PewDiePie or if you're me, you can get fined by the federal government up to $42,000 per video. Nobody at any kind of level can afford that type of insecurity. Nobody at that level could continue to make the content that they do that is child friendly potentially and feel safe about making it. So what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is that a lot of the creators that you like on YouTube, especially channels that have families involved with it, see you later to those channels. A lot of those creators are going to quit in a heartbeat. They are not going to want to have part in this trying to figure out what's okay, what's not okay, because the reality is, guys, YouTube does not pay. Until you get to a much higher level, YouTube does not pay like that. YouTube is awesome to get your stuff out in front of an audience and find people that connect with you. But the ads themselves, the money you make on these, at any level before $500,000, you know, and this varies because some YouTube channels do very well on their advertisements and they only have 100K. But everything in between, your ad revenue is not ever going to be enough to face that kind of a risk. So what most of these creators have done is they've gone back, they've flagged their videos for children. In doing that, they're going to lose their comment sections, they're going to lose their notifications on any videos in the future, they're going to lose 90% of their ad revenue, which is just like, if that's your full-time gig and you do Legos, how could you ever come back from it? Those are the people I'm scared for. Am I scared for me? No. Why am I not scared for me? Because I've got an amazing audience. Amazing audience. People sign up for the Patreon on the regular. That supports this channel way more than YouTube ever could financially. For me, what I need to do moving forward is a little bit more specific in terms of avoiding these types of fines. For me, directly at this moment, what the best move is going to be is, and what I have already done, is I've marked this channel not for kids. I don't think that it is for kids. What I had to do when I did that is also age restrict pretty much the entire channel. So if you go back to watch any of my videos, you're gonna have to click that little thing that's age restriction. It'll say this video may not be appropriate for all viewers or something. And when you hit OK, pretty much frees me of any type of liability involved. Now, there's a little bit of a weird grounds here with live streaming. In live streaming, I cannot age restrict the video immediately. I can only do it right after the live stream. So the live streaming, we're gonna have to cut out a lot of pretty much anything that could be considered kids stuff. And I don't, like I said, we curse a lot in the live streams, you know, regularly, actually because of C.O.P.P.A. We started doing that on purpose. But as I found out, that's not going to be enough. It needs to seem from the outside, even down to me. I need to change the types of thumbnails I take. Alcohol in them or something, you know, putting like a drink next to the food, and then that's the shot for the entire live stream, because I don't want this stuff to happen. And I don't know that if it were to happen, God forbid, I could go back and say, well, I age restricted the video afterwards. I don't know if it's like, I just don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have money for this type of a lawyer. Who does? Like, the reality is, who does? Which brings us to a bigger, more important thing. But one more thing quickly about me. So consider this a paid advertisement in the middle of me talking about C.O.P.P.A. for my own self. These types of things, this copyright music right here, I don't have to avoid that anymore. You know why? Because starting today, I am cutting the monetization on my ad revenue 100%. I will no longer make a single dollar from YouTube's ad revenue system. In doing so, will provide me with a sense of security, knowing that this channel is safe, knowing that what I do is safe, and it'll let me do stuff like this, which I've always wanted to do, is just not worry about copyrights and what I have to cut in and out of the vlogs. I just want to be able to experience Walt Disney World with you guys, no restrictions. So if I'm making $0 and 0 cents on YouTube, how can we push forward together, me, the creator, you, my audience? How can we push forward together? Well, one thing's for sure, the Patreon. The Patreon exists for this exact reason. If anything ever went sideways with YouTube, it was there as a way that you could support me directly. There are tiers there from $1 all the way up to $25. And a guy like Chase, huge shout out to Chase, he pays $30 a month on Patreon. That is, Chase literally in his Patreon contribution pays me close to half of what I was making just on ads off the streams. I know that's kind of a loaded thing because I don't like really talk too much about how much I make on YouTube. But just know that Chase at $30, dude, you supplement so much of what YouTube should be paying me. Now, is that your job as somebody that watches this channel to support me? No, it's not. It's not your job. If you don't want to support me financially, I don't expect that at all, and I never have. I want you to watch this channel and enjoy this channel for free. When people can't afford to be on the Patreon anymore, I send them their tier rewards. If they haven't received them, I send them a message saying, hey, I appreciate you being here and supporting me while you could, and I hope you continue to enjoy the channel as it's meant to be for most people, 100% free. I was getting a little frustrated, so I grabbed this little cake pop right here from this spot at the boardwalk. And cake pops are a little hidden gem. If you've been a part of any of the live streams, you would have seen me eat a bunch of Maleficent cake pops during the Halloween party. So let's see how this compares. Well, you saw my face because it's not at all what I was expecting. It was white cake. Huh. So, the Maleficent cake pop, it was like super fudgy and stuff. That one was like nice white cake. Marshmallows, nice heavy chocolate. It was a good little, gave me a good little pause so I could get my head back together. Like, obviously, if you're somebody that's a hater, you don't even understand the fact that there are people that support this channel and that supplement YouTube the way that it needs currently for somebody like me and my channel to be supplemented. This is not a game. This is not some joke that everybody's talking about to try to make more money. It's about the fact that we're creators and it costs money to create. And there are people out there that recognize that and they support this channel through the Patreon, through the Super Chats, and through PayPal. Those at this current time are going to be the only ways I make any money off of this channel, which is kind of scary, to be perfectly honest with you. It's not something that I would have ever thought was going to happen, because a year ago it was make your stuff more family friendly. YouTube wanted you to appeal to everybody. It's amazing how quickly things change here in the wild, wild west of the internet. So that's it, guys. That's the reality of the situation. That's the deal with C.O.P.P.A. If you want more information on it, I will link some videos down below of people who have done a more thorough job of discussing it. Some people who know the law a bit better than I do. And obviously, Josh from Resort TV 1 did a fantastic job of putting together a video on this. There are options. I don't know if I'm even, I'll put the link down below because everybody else has done so too, but there is a petition that you can sign. There is a comment section currently that the FTC has left open for people to make public comments on how they feel about this situation. So if you want to save creators, those creators who are really, they're going to quit YouTube because of this, I would highly suggest signing that petition and filling out as many comment forms as you possibly could. This is real life stuff, guys. YouTube is television nowadays. If you still have cable, alright, I get it. But the reality is that YouTube has been paving its future as the way that people consume the majority of their content. And now, things are just going to get more tricky. I don't think anybody wants creation to be tricky. I think as creators, we just want it to be easy and fun. So, in closing, check out the Patreon. Link below. If you enjoy the live streams, come by, hang out, super chat every once in a while if you can. If you want, you can PayPal the channel anytime. I do personal shopping too. There's ways that you can support me and my direct Disney adventures. If you care about creators, guys, I highly suggest checking out the other ways that you can support those types of creators. If they have other options to support them, and YouTube's the only way that you've done it so far, branch out. Ask them. See what you can do to help. Because you guys, the audience, you're the ones that are going to change this. Us creators, we can only do so much. I appreciate all you guys so much. I appreciate you walking and talking with me. I'm going to head down here into the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, where I can think a little bit about the future. I can get this video edited up for you guys so you can understand a little bit more about what's going on here with C.O.P.P.A. and the future of YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. And a huge shout out to Dan, Sikich, and Chase Ross. Those guys are my top tier Patreons. You guys rock.
Alice, cobra, filho.